Taoiseach, the EU CELAC summit discussed global peace and security, and I wanted to ask if the issue of the crisis in Nagorno-Karabakh came up and what the government's position is. Ethnic cleansing is happening before our eyes, while the authoritarian Aliyev regime remains an EU ally. Von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, flew to Baku last year to sign an agreement doubling the supply of gas from Azerbaijan to the EU. Yet Aliyev was threatening as long ago as October 2020 to ethnically cleanse Armenians from the region, proclaiming that, quote, "if they do not leave our lands of their own free will, we will chase them away like dogs." Armenians understandably feared that this could escalate into a second genocide. More than a third of the population of Nagorno-Karabakh, 42,500 people, have fled following Azerbaijan's offensive last week and a 10-month blockade that caused severe shortages of food, medicine and fuel. So Taoiseach, what is the EU or this government doing to help the people of Nagorno-Karabakh? Will the government advocate for the EU, including Ireland, to grant refuge to Armenians fleeing the war, as they have done for the people of Ukraine?
The deputies for their questions. Just in relation to Deputy Haughey's questions first, it is the case that Irish delegation rooms were used for talks involving the key players trying to secure agreement on the language, particularly in relation to Ukraine, although that was done entirely for logistical reasons. It just so happened that we had a room free and we were near the other delegation rooms. As the House will know, the United Kingdom isn't in the European Union anymore, so therefore had no input into the EU CELAC declaration. In terms of Mercosur, the agreement, as the House will know, is designed to cement the close political and economic relations between the EU and Mercosur countries and represents a commitment to rules-based international trade. Since formal negotiations concluded, the global trade policy landscape has changed considerably. The rise in protectionism, the economic impacts of COVID-19, the war in Ukraine and the accompanying impacts on global supply chains have demonstrated the importance of diversifying our import and export markets by securing robust and competitive trade deals with global partners. Ireland remains committed to free, fair and open trade, and forging greater economic links with the Mercosur region will assist us in our objective of market diversification. Negotiating and ratifying FTAs requires continued engagement and outreach with various stakeholders to allay underlying concerns and to ensure that FTAs agreed are balanced considering EU priorities across all sectors. Ireland and a number of other member states have raised concerns regarding the strength of the trade and sustainability commitments in the agreement, and discussions are ongoing between the chief negotiators from Mercosur and the EU on a joint interpretive instrument. The government strongly encourages both sides to intensify discussions and come to an agreement during the Commission mandate. I don't know if that will be possible, but certainly without a joint interpretive instrument that gives us the assurances we need on the environment and sustainability, we won't be able to support the ratification of the agreement. Just in relation to Amazon, President Lula da Silva gave us an update on the work that he's doing to slow down the loss of the Amazon and reverse it, and I think it's fair to say that he's taking a very different approach to his predecessor, and one that is much more favourable to the world's climate concerns and biodiversity concerns. Finally, in relation to Nagorno-Karabakh, Ireland condemns the military escalation in Nagorno-Karabakh. We're closely monitoring developments. The actions come on top of an already dire humanitarian situation following a months-long blockade, which has prevented essential supplies from reaching the local population. We welcome the news of a ceasefire, and we back EU calls for restraint on all sides. We hope the ceasefire will be respected and will allow a genuine dialogue to take place. However, we are concerned about reports of a large exodus of ethnic Armenians from the region, and this will require a European response. The issue wasn't discussed at the EU CELAC meeting, but I would expect that it will be discussed at the European Political Community meeting next week, where both Azerbaijan and Armenia are likely to attend.